Are you feeling stressed, frustrated, burnt out? May I suggest that you try these, what I call best ways to decrease stress levels and improve your mental state. So let's jump right into them. All right. So number one, take a vacation without your computer. This right here is what triggered this conversation we're having right now, because I just did that for the first time in 10 years. I actually had my computer with me, and one day I opened it up for 10 minutes because I was a little bored. But I didn't do it to go do work. I did it because I was a little bored, and I regretted it immediately. It was like the second day of the vacation, and I said, I'm not going to do that the rest of my vacation. And I got to tell you, totally checking out was so good for me, and it will be good for you. Now, it took a ton of work in advance, and afterwards I had to do things to make up for what I had missed during that period of time. But it was totally worth it to not have an obligation a single moment during that vacation to be on the computer. I did find 3 or 4 days into it that I did feel a need to jump on my phone and check out my email just to make sure that of all the people that I told that I was going to be on vacation, that I hadn't missed anyone. And turns out there was somebody who I needed to just do something. And so what I did was every other day during that time, and I probably could have done it every day, I went to somebody and I said, time me. I need 10 minutes on my phone checking my email. That's it. And that was great because I knew I had somebody timing me who was going to kick me off in 10 minutes. So it was just like, get it done, get out of there, go on, because this is more important to me to take this vacation for my mental and spiritual sake than it was for me to answer any of those emails. Okay, so I dealt with a couple of client issues and went right on after that. Strongly, strongly, strongly recommend this. You think you can't do that? That's been put into you after a lot of time of people telling you you have to be always available. You can be not available. It does happen. All right, number 2, get a massage. So, you know, those shoulders, that neck, they just, especially since many of us have a job where we sit and look at a computer screen all day long, and our human bodies are not designed for that. A massage can be such a powerful way to, hey, relieve some of that stress that you're carrying around with you all the time. It's an important part of your self-care routine. Strongly recommend it. May I recommend? Get a 90-minute massage, because here's what's going to happen. Unless you tell them specifically, they're going to do the same things they're going to do each leg, they're going to do each arm, they're going to do your back, they're going to do your neck. But if you have 90 minutes, then they're able to really focus in on those tough spots, those tight spots that they find. Mine's my neck and my back. Yours can be someplace else. All right. Next, take at least 2 short exercise breaks a day. I actually recommend more of those. So I was complaining to my coach. Even the best coaches in the world have coaches. So I was complaining to my coach that I just didn't have time on some days to get out and do a full exercise routine. And he says, well, what's your problem? I mean, you finish a meeting, you got 10 minutes before your next meeting, go take a 10-minute walk. So I started doing that. And you know what? It really helps. Just get outside, walk, get those shoulders relaxed, all those kinds of things like that. So it can be walking, it can be push-ups, it can be sit-ups, it can be planking. So I have a good friend who recommends planking. We do it all the time. So in breaks between calls or something like that, it's like plank. And we get down and both do a couple of 90-second planks or 3 or 4, and it really does things. Weights. So I have this. I just jumped over on the side. I have these two of them under my desk that I use to do curls or, extensions or all kinds of different things. I don't know the technical names of the exercises, but it's great to have those kinds of things. Maybe an exercise ball that you can sit while you're on a call and work out your hands, or a little bike thing under your desk or whatever it is. Speaking of bikes, riding a bike for 10 minutes can also be very refreshing. And of course, yoga, though I oftentimes find yoga takes more than 10 minutes to do, but hey, a few moves just to relax you a bit really helps. Okay, number 4, fire your highest stress clients. I know you feel like you need the money, but you know what? When you get rid of something that causes you a lot of stress, the universe fills that hole. And so if you got a high stress client, fire them and go get somebody who is less stressful for that. They can be stressful because they're not paying you, because they hassle you all the time, because they give you all kinds of requests, because they make revisions. You send them the final and it's like, oh, well, hey, nice start. And it's like, no, this was final. So whether that highest stress client is a literal client, whether it's a course or a program that you're delivering and you find that this particular one just takes a lot out of you, or takes a lot more work or investment of you and your time and your team, or it could be an activity. So every day I do X. Well, what if every day you just didn't do X? And let's say that X takes you an hour, and then you use that hour to do more stress relieving activities, or activities that will help to eliminate future stress during that period of time. Or an employee. All of us have had situations maybe where we've been that employee, or where we've had that employee or an outsourcer who just is hard to work with. You know what? People fire people all the time for a lot less reason than they're just annoying to work with. One of the things I strongly recommend everybody does is you do a P&L, a profit and loss statement by product, and include in that the mental load to determine which products you want to keep and which ones you want to fire. Okay. All right. Number 5. This is an important one. I know. Take a nap. I find that naps are incredibly valuable way to just reboot your brain. We get up, we start thinking, we're thinking hard, and you know what? Just like every computer, your Chrome, everything needs to get rebooted. You just clean it out so you can come back fresh and use all the processing power of that computer. Same thing happens when you take a nap. You take a nap, you walk back in, you're fresh, you're able to go again at using your full processing speed to handle the issues that are in front of you, and shed those that don't need to be dealt with because you already dealt with them that day or whatever. Those are 5 ways to decrease your stress, improve your mental state in this process. So I strongly suggest you try these. Let me know how it goes. I'd love to get your feedback. And by the way, speaking of feedback, I'd love to know what else works for you. Put that down in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.